going on, guys? It has been a long time since I posted a YouTube video, but I'm back. I am going to be talking today about the 4 things that I wish I knew when I first started running Facebook ads. Facebook ads is a complex platform. If you're planning on doing any kind of advertising on Facebook, you'll want to be prepared. You'll want to know these 4 things because it's not only going to save you a lot of time, money, but it's also going to help you make a lot of money. Had I known these 4 things, I would have made a lot more money way faster. So I want to share my tips and tricks so that you can learn from them and so that you don't make the same mistakes that I did. So let's get right into it. Lesson number 1. Facebook ads is going to take patience, especially if you are a new advertiser and you've never run any ads before, or if you haven't spent a lot of money on Facebook ads. It's going to take time. So what I like to do when I set up any Facebook ad campaign is let the ads run for 4 to 5 days minimum. I don't touch them within that 4 to 5 day period. That 4 to 5 days is what Facebook likes to call the learning phase. And if you go in and make any changes to your ad set, your audience, your creatives, or even your ad copy, you fuck with the Facebook ads ecosystem, and Facebook doesn't like that. And in that 4 to 5 days, you are allowing Facebook to do its thing. If you go in and make changes, you are not allowing Facebook to optimize the delivery and performance of your ads for you. So what I typically like to do is let it run for 4 to 5 days. And after 5 days, come back, take a look at the results that I got, how many clicks, engagement, if I have any conversions, and then I will go in and edit the audience or the ad copy or the creatives. But I don't touch it for that 4 to 5 day window. Avoid making changes in that initial learning phase, because if you go in and you add interest to the audience, or if you change the age demographics or the location, it's hard for you to isolate the variable that is influencing how your ads are performing. If you're going in and changing everything at once, if your ads are performing better or worse because you changed the audience, you don't know if it's because you changed the creative, and you don't know if you changed the ad copy. Anytime you want to make edits, make sure that it's controlled. You change only one variable so that you have an ad set where you just change either the creative or you just change the audience. Only changing one thing at a time will help you determine what is affecting your ads performance to be better or worse. 2 days is really not enough time for your ads to gather enough data about your audience and whether it's performing well. With 4 days, you get kind of the average of the first 3 days, and then 5 days is even better because then you have even more data to make decisions off of. Going in during that learning phase and making changes before that 4 to 5 day period is up doesn't give Facebook enough time to optimize your ads for you, and it's really not enough time for you to gather enough data about your market. Usually after 4 to 5 days, you get enough data. You can go in and see how the engagement was, how many clicks you got, what your CPC was, if you got any sales or leads, and then after you get that data, then you can go in and adjust, make any changes going forward. At that point, you can change your creative or your ad copy, which is super, super important. Don't underestimate the importance of ad copy and creative, which is going to be the next point. Ad copy and creatives matter a lot, like a lot. It's the difference between 0 conversions and 100 conversions. If your ads don't seem to be working, you may just need to use either a different photo or a video instead to drive better engagement. Video especially, because video content right now across all platforms is absolutely killing it. There's a lot of other things that you can do with video ads as well, because you can gauge how much interest people have in what you are advertising. For instance, if you have a 1-minute video, you can run that as an ad and then retarget people who watched at least 50% or 75% of it, because those are the people who you know are really interested and engaged in your product or service if they have the time to watch a video that is that long as they are scrolling through their Facebook feed. And ad copy is super important because that is the message that you are telling your audience. And if that message isn't resonating with your target market, then there's no way in hell that your ads are going to work or drive any kind of conversions. It can be as simple as a small change like get $100 off versus get 30% off, because 100 is a bigger number than 30, and therefore that is perceived to be a bigger value to the end consumer. So it's little tweaks like that that can really make a really big difference in taking your ad from really bad to really great. The third thing that I wish I knew when I first started running Facebook ads is just because your ads may have sucked with 1 or 2 audiences doesn't mean that your ads suck. You will want to test a bunch of different audiences. I like to test at least 10. I know that seems like a lot, and then within each audience I could have different demographics, so they might be 22 to 25, a different category of interest, so maybe I'll only run it to people who are interested in Teslas or jet skis. And you want to be as specific as you can, so the more that you know about your customers, the better chance you have at your ad succeeding. Don't think that just because your ads sucked when you ran your ads to people who like high-end furniture that your ads suck. It may just be that your ads weren't resonating with that particular market, and you'll want to test those same ads to a different audience. Let's say you're a travel agency and you're trying to get leads. You are targeting people who like to take vacations, but everyone likes to travel. So what I would do in that case is figure out what kinds of people like to travel. Okay, they probably have the Amex Platinum card, so I'll set up an audience and target people who have travel cards. The Chase Sapphire is another good one. I may set up another audience that is age 30 to 50 and own homes, are in relationships. Maybe they like a certain travel magazine or subscription, and then I'll make that its own audience. So what you want to do is test a lot of different audiences with your different ads, see what data you get back. You may have one audience who is older and that seems to be converting better because older people have more free time and they like to travel, versus a younger demographic who may not have as much money, disposable income. Just because one ad set sucked doesn't mean your ads suck. You want to constantly be testing a lot of different audiences, creatives, and your ad copy. Basically, the more data that you have and the more testing that you do, the higher your chances are of converting your market. My final lesson is you are going to lose a lot of money potentially when you are starting out with Facebook ads. You're going to be testing a bunch, especially if you haven't really had a long history of running ads on Facebook before, or if you haven't spent a lot of money running ads before. Because like I mentioned in my first tip, Facebook is a machine learning platform that optimizes, and it gets better with the more data that you feed it, and that data are the ads that you run. And over time, your ads will improve because you learned your market better, what kind of offers they want, and you know who to target, and then you can build lookalike audiences, create custom conversions, and then there's a lot of different ways that you can go about retargeting. You can run ads for engagement and then retarget the people that watched 50, 75 or 100% of your video, and that gets a lot better results than just targeting your cold audience. So you have to be comfortable with losing money out the gate and understand that Facebook isn't some magical machine that is just going to drive sales for you. It is a platform that amplifies the results that you get, either if you're doing a lot of SEO, Google ads, if you are generating a lot of sales in store, like you have a brick and mortar or retail store, it will exponentially increase the results that you're getting in other places. So you have to be in the mindset of, okay, this is gonna take time and I'll probably have to spend, a couple $1,000 or a couple $100 depending on what your budget is on testing different audiences, different creatives. You get the idea. It's a lot of testing. And that's something that I tell all of my clients. You have to be patient and understand that it's going to take time. And if you don't spend the time to test in the beginning, you're never going to reach that point where you can scale your ads because you haven't gotten enough data for you to scale from. If you only got 10 conversions you can't really scale that because it's not enough data. The more data that Facebook has, the better that it can help you improve your ads and the better that you can make your decisions going forward. So to wrap up, that is my 4 lessons, things that I wish I knew when I first started running Facebook ads. I hope that this video was helpful to you. Drop any comments or questions that you have down below. I would love to see what questions that you guys have and whatever problems or challenges that you're running into. Leave a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, smash that subscribe button. I'm gonna put that somewhere in this frame. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.